Sawadee Krap, I'm JP Mestanza, and today is Tuesday, August 24th. Welcome to Phuket Extra, brought to you by PVCPhuket.com. Thailand recorded 17,165 new cases, along with 227 COVID fatalities over the past 24 hours. Since the pandemic started early last year, there have been 1,083,951 total cases in the kingdom. Meanwhile, Phuket officials confirmed 73 local COVID cases last night, along with one more Phuket sandbox tourist infected, for a total of 74 COVID cases on the island on Monday. There are currently 1,116 people still receiving medical care on the island. Cases have also been found in the Srisoonthorn area, with officials having found 36 cases, all of them vendors at the Ta Rua Fresh Market near the Heroines Monument. This has prompted officials to close that market in central Phuket for 8 days, effective immediately. All 36 people have been taken to state quarantine, while the market is now set to undergo intensive cleaning and sanitation. Fresh markets have proved likely epicenters of clusters of COVID infections in Phuket, following a rash of more than 100 cases linked to the Phuket Town Fresh Market, one on Ranong Road, and at the downtown market across the street, which prompted a lockdown for 7 days. It's already been lifted. The Fresh Market 2 in Phuket Town is still closed until later this week. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. A total of about 65 million baht in disaster relief funds have already been spent on projects to counter the spread of COVID across the island. The entire 50 million baht provincial emergency fund has been used on projects like mass testing and mass vaccinations. With the standing disaster relief fund all but depleted, the Comptroller General had provided another 50 million baht for Phuket officials to continue funding projects to counter the spread of COVID, and 15 million baht from that budget has already been used. The news comes as the Phuket Tourism Council appeals for the government to set up a 5 billion baht recovery fund for Phuket businesses mired in debt so they can start operating again. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. Phuket Extra will be right back after this. Quality guaranteed since 2012. Call M Painting today. Transform your pool within a week. Call us today. Welcome back to Phuket Extra. The National Communicable Disease Committee is set to ask the CCSA in Bangkok to consider reopening some areas of Thailand in line with the pledge made back in June by Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha to open the country by October. Several parts around Thailand are currently in lockdown, including Bangkok, and will remain so until August 31st, which is when the government will reassess whether to lift these measures. Despite rising cases, the government's plan to reopen several parts nationwide before the end of 2021 is still on track, according to officials. Back on June 16th, the Premier said during a live broadcast that his administration were planning to reopen the country within 120 days, and while he didn't specify if he meant the entire kingdom, the head of the Department of Disease Control said they meant certain areas of Thailand, other than the current sandbox destinations. Regarding the current lockdowns in much of the country, he said, quote, "Based on the figures currently available, it has been agreed that the outbreak situation has reached its peak and will slow down. However, the situation will be monitored for another 3 to 4 days to make sure the signs will be positive, though there are still some vulnerable areas that must be strictly controlled before the lockdown measures can be eased." For more, visit thephuket.news.com. Kratom is now decriminalized, and it's legal to grow and sell the herb openly without threat of prosecution. Beginning today, Kratom is now reclassified as an herb that can be legally grown and used under the recently amended Narcotics Act, after it had been listed as a Type 5 narcotic under previous iterations of the law. The sale and cultivation of Kratom, a psychoactive plant that grows wild in the kingdom, it is now allowed, although FDA approval is still needed for anyone who wants to process Kratom into other products. It's also illegal to mix with other substances, including the 4x100 cocktail that includes codeine and Coca-Cola. The plant has been used for years as a folk remedy and a stimulant for Thai and migrant laborers. Thailand has been looking at Kratom as a potential cash crop along with cannabis after both were allowed to be consumed for medical purposes back in 2019. For more, visit thephuket.com. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Phuket Extra, brought to you by pvcphuket.com. Join us again tomorrow. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000 and luxury properties can go all the way up to 20 million. Condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks-and-mortar investment offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.